Got another unboxing for you. Today we're going to be looking at the Possway T2. It's the 2022 version. Welcome to the Vapor Trail channel. I'm Tony. Just got this board in yesterday and I get itchy, man. When I get one of these things in, I'm like, oh my God, I want to play with it, man. I want to get out and ride it. Well, one, it's pretty cold here on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. We're on the coast and it's kind of chilly, but tomorrow it's going to be around 60 degrees. It doesn't sound all that warm really, but it's going to be warm enough for me to get out and ride a little bit. So I wanted to do an unboxing on this today. I'll probably get out and do some riding on it tomorrow, so maybe include some first impressions on here. There's a few things about this that I have to look into. I know that they said that they're going to be releasing some not necessarily all-terrain, but cushiony wheels. So they said they were going to probably send those to me, so maybe we'll see those. There's another thing though. This says in the website information about it being a easily swappable battery. That would be wonderful. Although I don't really see myself carrying around one of these big battery packs in a backpack or something like that. But hey, it'd be nice to be able to swap it out if my battery was low and I just wanted to swap it and get back out riding, you know, that kind of thing. Might have to look a little bit more into that, and we'll know as I get this thing open. I've already opened the box here because I wanted to sneak peek and look at it yesterday. My goodness. Now, I'll tell you, the first electric skateboard that I had was their Possway V4. It's more of a beginner skateboard, and I believe that they have a new 2022 version of that as well, but we're stepping up, okay? All right, so this comes out of here. It's just a thin foam thing. All right, I'm gonna drop that down here. And then you're presented right away with the skateboard. We'll just show you that. Right there, and man, I'll tell you what, one thing that I noticed right off the bat when I opened this box yesterday is the trucks. The trucks are wider than that V4 that I got before. That was one of the things. The deck, it looks very similar to the Possway V4, right? Well, this one actually has a drop to it. Let's get this out of here. We got foam that these wheels are sat down into. All right. So you can see here that this has got a drop deck to it. See how it drops down right there from the trucks? Okay, and there's a lot of concave to it. It's got some really nice shape. So what I meant by a drop deck is that the trucks are actually higher than the deck surface of it. You can see all that concave going on here. It's a W concave, so it's going to start wide at the at the sides. It'll dip down, and then it has a bit of a hump in the middle, and back down and back up. So it's like a W. Possway, their boxes are very simple. There's not a whole lot to it. Open that up. We've got a little box inside of here, and the rest of it is just all foam stuff that's in here. So there we go. Simplicity is good sometimes. I'm gonna look at the website and get the specs for you so I can give you some accurate numbers on that. Man, this deck, it's thicker, and it's supposed to be bamboo. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and take a look at the website right now. Okay, so the pre-orders right now, you get an extra $20 off with code T2NEW20. Now, you know these companies always show you the full price, which is $5.99 on this, and then $4.69 US is the price that they're listing on the website. That usually doesn't change, but if you do a pre-order, you're gonna get an extra $20 off with that code. So it says comfortable carving and turning deck, top speed 26 miles per hour. That's pretty fast for a production board, especially with hub wheels. Range on this is 18 to 21 miles, and the max load on this is 330 pounds. Now, when they sent me the first one, the V4, they were like, well, the board maxes out at 220 pounds. I don't know how heavy you are. I was actually heavier there. Now I'm about 190, so that's gonna be fine, but up to 330 pounds on this. So the battery on this is a 280 watt hour 10S3P. Range on it, again, 18 to 21 miles. It has the ESC 2.0 for smooth and precise control. Swappable battery packs. You know, that's when I saw that, I was like, okay, and switchable wheels. Beginner friendly, learn in 5 minutes. Now, I will tell you that the deck on this is definitely thicker. It feels of really good quality, actually. It's 1 layer of bamboo plus 8 layers of Canadian maple, making riding and turning control more flexible. W concave with ergonomic deck design, maintains a lower gravity of center on the deck, absorbing vibrating during a high-speed ride. Now, this is a hub motor board. You can see the little caps on the hubs right there. So, you know, if you're familiar with electric skateboards, there's either belt-driven or hub. There's also direct drive, but I haven't gotten one of those yet, so I really can't speak too much to that. It says that these motors are newly upgraded, second-generation, powerful 1,000-watt brushless hub motors, providing sufficient power for the skateboard. Intelligent structure keeps the motor stable and easy to maintain. So with 1,000 watts, that's the way I read it, If that's the case, that's why it can handle up to 330 pounds. For their ESC, it's the PEST or PEST ESC 2.0 with a precise and smooth acceleration controlling system, makes your riding more comfortable. A beginner can acquire basic skills within 5 minutes. Now, of course, this does have kinetic energy, meaning when you're using the brakes, it recycles that for more power for the batteries. It'll keep charging your batteries. It says with the Possway 5 amp charger, it can achieve 1.5 hours charging and riding. This does have cruise control mode. I've seen that. I think a couple of my other boards have that. I don't use it because I'm like, no, I want to control the board, but cruise control, ride the skateboard to the specified speed and turn on the cruise control mode through the remote control. And then if you see right down here at the bottom, it says detachable tires, support DIY upgrade, support replacement of shock absorbing tires. That is what they called it when we were emailing back and forth. They said that they were going to have shock absorbing tires. Oh, here we go. This is what they look like right here. So they look a little bit like cloud wheels. You know, when I do an unboxing for one of these, I'm always going to give you a little bit more information. I think specs are kind of important, especially if it's brand new like this. So inside of this box, you've got, all right, this is interesting. Okay, so we've got a tri-tool that has 3 different Allen wrenches on it, or hex wrenches. That's pretty cool, actually. Nice to have that. And then we've got a white box here. I'm going to guess this is the charger. This can't be their fast charger, the 5 amp. Yeah, I don't believe this is the fast charger. So I'm going to say the fast charger is going to be an extra purchase, okay? All right, so we've got the charging block right there and, you know, a power cable that you'll plug into the wall. It's standard stuff. Got a manual, the T2 manual from Possway. There is a mini USB cable in here. This may be for, that's for this. This is for charging the remote. I was like, wait a minute. And there's the remote. That was the other thing about the Possway V4 that I was like, I mean, it's cool. They had the little lights on there to indicate your battery and all of that kind of stuff, but it's always so much nicer to have a display on it. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Oh, nice. This has got a nice full display. I'll give you a look at this close up. And then there is a standard T-tool. I'm glad that they include these in here because somebody may be purchasing one of these that's never owned a skateboard or whatever. All right, so again, I'm gonna turn on this remote. Just gonna flip this thing over here on its side. And where is the power button? Oh, power button's right there. It's a red power button. Now this also has the push to start, so if it was on the ground, you just put it on the ground and give it a little push and it'll beep at you like that and it'll be going. So the board came actually 3 bars, almost full, and the remote is absolutely full. Lots of information on this remote. Got an odometer at the top. It says that it's already been used for 66 kilometers. That is probably their testing inside the factory. Yeah, man, that looks slick. So looking at this battery, it looks to me, I mean, it's not like a quick release battery or anything like that. So there's 6 bolts on it. It looks like you're gonna have to take those bolts off, put a new one on there, and bolt it back on there. But let's see here. I always love that sound, especially from a new board. Okay, I just remembered something. Oliver did email me before the board got here from Possway, and he said, hey, the remote that you have in that package, it was printed incorrectly. So it says reverse, which that is actually for your power level. Okay, I've already done this, but I wanted to show you how to do it, just in case you want to. And you also have to do this if you're gonna change your wheels. And that's one of the things they say about having the capability to DIY and change your wheels out. So what you'll do is you'll turn the remote off, and then you're going to hit both of these buttons at the same time, hold them down. Then it comes up here with unit. You're going to use the thumb wheel, and we're going to change that to kilometers or miles per hour. You're going to see some screen distortion on here. That's because I got a rolling shutter on this camera. We're going to move down to the next one, the wheel speed. You would change that if you're going to be changing the wheels to the larger diameter. And the frequency, well, we're just going to leave that, okay? Take it back up there, and then we're just going to hit that and hold it, and now it's changed. Turn it on, and now you'll see that we have miles per hour there. It's just, you know, hey, look, if you live in a place where you don't have miles per hour, you're going to be like, oh man, I got to change this to kilometers, and vice versa. So once that's on, we hit the button, and you see that it's pairing with the board. And there we go. And it's showing that we have a full battery on the board and a full battery on the remote. That's what those 2 battery meters on the top are. The odometer, this thing came with some miles on it already, and that's probably because at the factory, or kilometers at the time, they will do some testing, and I'm sure that they have to run these boards for a little while just to make sure everything is working correctly. And once again, this was a pre-released one that they sent out, and that was mistakenly printed on there. That is actually a function button. It is not the reverse button. To go in reverse, or as they say in the manual, marching direction, and that is displayed by the FW right there. That's forward, backwards. So for the ride modes, you're just going to hit this. This is the function button. You're just going to hit it once. So that is high, as you're going to see right there, the little high. Pro. Now, the difference between high and Pro, they're both 26 miles per hour, but Pro is going to give you faster acceleration, and I can tell you because I have ridden this board now. Obviously, recorded this after I recorded the stuff you've already seen, and I can tell you that that Pro mode, yeah, it's like boom, it just wants to take off. So we're just going to go one more time, so low, and we'll go ahead and do that. 5 miles per hour. Next speed, that is medium or middle. Goes about 11 or 12 miles per hour. Hit it again. That's just vibration on this table here. But up to 28 miles per hour. Yeah, this board is just vibrating on the table here. Let's pick it up a little bit. Folks, that is fast. It actually tells you right down there what the max speed is, miles per hour right there. Now the B right there, that is your braking mode. And if you want to change that, then you're just going to push this down and then you're going to hit that. Now the braking is high, Pro, low, medium. I like it on medium. Little blinking indicator over there is just telling you that it is connected to the board. You can see you get a blinking one on here as well. These look like they're blinking. Again, the rolling shutter, but they aren't. Now I do want to show you this in the manual. It says to set cruise control, you'll accelerate to the speed that you want. You're going to short press the power button to display the CRU and enter cruise control. Push to accelerate, brake, or press the power button to exit cruise control, which is just like on my vehicle. So let's try it. And there we go. I don't really see a need for that for me anyways, because I'm like, nah, man, I need to have full control over this thing. I probably wouldn't recommend you put it on cruise control at 28 miles per hour, you know what I mean? Then brake it, and that just turns that off. It also has an auto off function, so if you leave it sitting for 10 minutes or more, it'll just turn itself off. Let's go ahead and turn off the remote. And basically, the lights are all solid here. I know it doesn't look like that on the camera, but they're all solid. One little push, and that turns it off. I gotta say, this thing looks really nice. Overall presentation of it looks like it stands with all the other big boys. And price-wise, under 500 bucks, man, that's pretty good actually. If you start looking at these things, they can get pretty pricey. So it's nice to see that they're keeping those options out there. Well, pretty cool. Tomorrow's supposed to be around 60 degrees, so I'm gonna have to get out there with my armored hoodie and get some nice ride time in on this. Real quick, if you've got an electric skateboard, electric bike, helmet, backpack, anything that you need to attach a light to, you're gonna wanna take a look at Shred lights. These lights are the best that I have found for durability. They're rubber coated, they're waterproof, and they have options for anything from dim to blinking and super bright. I've got the red lights and the white lights here. They even have a handy dandy USB cable that will charge all four at the same time. They have options for mounting on just about anything you'd want to mount it on, with different brackets for under the board, on top of the board, on your helmet, on your backpack, anything. And the best part about it is that you don't have to buy a bunch of different lights. All you have to do is get different brackets, put them on all of your different things that you want to use them on, and just snap them on the next time you want to use them. Perfect for safety during the day and the night. If you need to see or be seen, check out my link down in the description and a coupon code that'll get you 10% off at Shred Lights. Okay, first off, thanks to Possway for sending this over here for review. I have to say that it is a big step up from the V4. The Possway V4, it's a great beginner board, doesn't have nearly the range, doesn't have the power, and the deck is not quite as nice. You know, there's a lot of different little things, but I mean, hey, still for a beginner board, the V4 is a great board, but the T2 is just better all around. I do have to say, if you put it in the pro mode, you do have to be careful because it's got some torque on it, man. Two 500-watt motors on that thing, 1,000 watts total, being able to carry up to 330 pounds. For a board that's under $500 for a production board, it's pretty darn nice. I hope that they will do an option like a 2-in-1 where you could get it with those new wheels that they're going to be offering. You get those and the urethane, and I know some people are just purists when it comes to the urethane wheels. I don't mind them, but once you've ridden on some all-terrain or more terrain tires or wheels, kind of hard to go back to that urethane. I like that soft ride. So I'm really looking forward to them sending those wheels so that I can get those on there. We'll definitely do another video for you with that. This video started out being an unboxing and first impressions. It's really more of a review because now I've had a chance to ride it and all that stuff. And I gotta say, it's very comfortable. And if you're used to riding a stiffer board, it's kind of nice to have a little bit of flex to it. That maple and bamboo definitely gives you a little bit of flex. I've been riding skateboards since I was a kid, and well, having a little bit of good concave to your board really helps to get your feet firmly on that board and to stick. All in all, I think Possway's done a great job with this T2. This is the 2022 version of it. Added range, added power, and I'm really happy to see that the remote actually has a display with a lot of information on it. When they say that you could get up and running on this thing in 5 minutes, yeah, you definitely could, as long as you're willing to look at the manual real quick and figure out how that remote works. I do advise that if you're new to the electric skateboards, take it easy at first and definitely get your pads. You got to wear your helmet. Me, I wear elbow pads, knee pads, all that stuff. And I also have a armored hoodie that I'll wear if it's too cold to just wear the elbow pads. And that's got a back plate, it's got shoulder plates, elbow plates, and all that stuff inside of it. So maybe I'll do a video on that here on the channel too. I'll have a link down in the description if you want to check out the Possway T2 for yourself. I have to say, for under 500 bucks, man, it's a good value for this board. Spring is coming on the Outer Banks, and I'm so looking forward to it. I live in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. It's basically a sandbar sticking out into the ocean. And it gets cold here during the winter, man. I mean, we get, if it's 40 degrees here and the wind is blowing, it feels like it's 25. So, I mean, you know, it's a little rough to be riding the skateboards out here. And this is also where Orville and Wilbur Wright did their first flight. They did that because we have a lot of wind here, especially in the wintertime. So springtime couldn't come soon enough. I've got a lot of stuff planned here for the channel, particularly with e-mobility. So I hope you'll be sticking around for all that. I want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. It's very humbling to me. If you like what you see, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there and a notification bell. If you click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. I do have social media. I've got links down in the description for those. And if you have any suggestions on e-mobility items, scooters, e-skate, e-bikes, that kind of stuff, or even the things that go along with that, like protective gear and all that, please let me know down in the comments. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.